Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Lucy and today I'm going to share all of my tips to help you pack lighter and more effectively for holidays and travels. So in terms of my credentials, I have travelled to over 6 different countries and 7 different cities with primarily just an underseat travel bag, and I have managed to bring everything I need without overpacking, and I wear everything I bring. So without further ado, I'm gonna go straight into the video. Okay, so first things first, this is the bag that I use. This is a Ryanair specific backpack. This is from Amazon. Loads of different stores do them. This is £20 from Amazon. I've gotten so much use out of it. In terms of what you need to look for comfortable straps. I have seen a lot online and their straps do not look very comfortable. I have a bag version instead of a backpack. Not very comfortable. Backpacks, they're not very, they don't look very chic. I know I'm really not a lover of backpacks either. However, having the weight distributed between your two shoulders and having more comfortable straps, it really does help. And especially if you're needing to do a lot of walking, a lot of traveling, especially if you're going to one of the cheaper airports, if you're trekking to Stansted or Manchester or Luton, something like that. Yeah, it really does matter to have a more comfortable backpack. Another thing to look for, I like having loads of different compartments. I was looking at a lot of different ones, but this one, honestly, I felt like was the best. I'll see if I can link it down below. Second thing to look for, I really like it when they open out completely. So I can unbuckle that. It's got those compartments. So this is what I mean, it opens out completely, so you can just chuck all your stuff in there. There's little thingies in there so that you can really maximize that space. A lot of them you can't really get in there. This kind of opens out completely like a suitcase, which I prefer. And then you've got loads of little side compartments. It's got a space for a laptop in the back as well. I think it's got a passport thing as well. So yes, that. And then I will link hopefully this one down below, but something similar. If not, recommend the backpack version. Second of all, I think we've all seen this before. However, I'm gonna mention it again, packing cubes. I feel like, again, every single brand seems to do that. I've got some from Primark. This one's from Primark. You can get them on Amazon. This one is from Amazon. They're not very expensive. I was umming and ahhing over them for the longest time. I was like, oh, is that excessive? Do I need it? Yes, I would say they're 100% worth it. If you're wanting to pack light, if you're wanting to kind of make the most of having little space in your bag, get some packing cubes and really have a look at the shape of the packing cubes as well. So this sort of shape, this is really good, especially this fits really well into the bag. I will link these down below as well. These are also from Amazon, see if I can find those. And they have little tiny ones as well, so you can kind of match it up. So always would recommend getting packing cubes and make sure that you get some that fit quite well into there, because sometimes they are made for suitcases. So this is a little bit too big for this bag. You could get away with it, but it would just be all of your stuff kind of jumbled together. So I'd recommend the smaller ones, and you can kind of split up what you're packing a lot better. So I might put trousers in this one, maybe, all kind of trousers and t-shirts. And then I might have another one with underwear and socks in, or I might have one specifically for tops. It's a lot better and helps you not to have everything jumbled up, and you have better visibility over what you're packing, and also it helps you to kind of condense the stuff instead of having everything kind of thrown in there. Everything's neatly packed and just organized, and it's just a lot better in my opinion. And they're very affordable and they don't weigh that much. Another good one I've seen online is by the brand Pastel. I'm not sure if, maybe it's Pastel. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but they look really nice, and they've got an extra zip that you can kind of make them smaller. That makes sense? So you can kind of squish them down. So that looks really good. These don't have that function, they're just normal ones, but big fan. So in terms of packing little bits and bobs, I will keep any sort of minis and samples that have good packaging once I've used them up, and I will refill the bottles. And then I'll also bring kind of like perfume samples or like a little perfume atomizer, because you don't need to bring a massive thing of perfume. You're not going to use it. It takes up space and weight in your bag. So I would just bring a mini. If you've got little samples, now's the time to bring them. They're perfect because they don't weigh that much. You're probably not going to use that much perfume while you're away, and it's a nice way to try out a new scent as well. So then minis. This is Isle of Paradise tanning drops. So once I've finished this product, I would probably refill this with some tanning drops, so then I can continue using this bottle. I tend to reuse the bottles / containers, like I'll clean them out, but I tend to use them again for like that product. And this is a little moisturizer one. This is a little sample I got of La Mer moisturizer. I would just refill that with moisturizer because it's a really nice little size, and especially a lot of the premium little samples and minis, they usually have quite nice packaging, and they're usually relatively well made packaging, so it saves you from having to go out and buy specific little pots if you just kind of store like a few of these. I just keep a hold of any that are kind of good packaging, good sort of shape, and just refill. I also will go out and buy like little mini pots to decant my products into. I will also buy specific mini bottles as well and decant all my products. I don't tend to bring the big things with me, and also I don't really see the point in buying specific mini products. These are mainly just samples that I've got, or if I've bought a product to try it out, I'll keep the pot. But I don't go out and buy like mini versions of all the products I use just for the sake of it, just for the sake of the trip. I will just decant it. Sometimes you just have to do something that's a little bit less aesthetically pleasing, but it's more affordable, and it saves you space in the bag as well. So in terms of a shampoo and conditioner, I know you can buy little mini bottles. If you want to buy those in mini bottles, I would recommend kind of like refilling them. I also like buying the little pots, because there's like these little pots that you can buy from Boots. I'm not too sure where mine have gone, but they hold kind of just the right amount of product of like shampoo and conditioner for like just a couple of uses for me. So if I need to pack seriously light, and if I'm only going for like 2 or 3 days, I will bring kind of pre-portioned out little tiny pots of shampoo and conditioner to save that extra space. For pretty much everything, I will decant it before I go if I don't already have like a little mini version. Apart from sun cream, I don't decant sun cream because taking it out of the packaging it's in, putting it into a different container, that can affect the sun protection there. I would just buy it at the airport if it matters in terms of airport security. If I'm going for a big trip, I don't really tend to do big trips. I tend to do kind of like more weekend trips. So I'd probably just go and buy a mini SPF from Boots or something at the other side if I don't already have a mini to bring with me. Because most airports are kind of getting rid of that plastic bag, a clear plastic bag anyways, but I would check your airports before you go, always, just so you don't get caught out, because I've been caught out before and I've had to throw away products. So a couple of other ones. So think really critically before you pack. Have a look at the weather. What's the weather going to be like? Is it hot? Is it cold? How hot? How cold? Because when you don't have an idea of what the temperature is going to be like, it's really hard to pack for it. And when you're not too sure of the weather, you kind of just whack loads of stuff in. You're like, oh, well, that's fine. I'll just pack this. I'll just pack that. Just have a look at the weather and then maybe account for it being a little bit off. So maybe bring something, if it's meant to be really hot, maybe bring like an extra little cardi or like a jacket or something to make sure that you're not caught out. But really just go based on what the weather's going to be like, because there's absolutely no point bringing loads and loads of jumpers if you're going on a beach trip. Just really think about the trip, and then also think really critically in terms of where am I going, what do I wear already. I think a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this as well, you think that when you go on holiday, you're like, oh, this is my new personality for the holiday, I'm gonna go out and buy loads of different things, I'm gonna be this whole new person. Just try on your clothes, go, what do I wear already, what do I like, pack that. You'll feel so much more comfortable, and it will save space as well, instead of just throwing loads of stuff in there. My typical formula for packing, certainly into like this bag, is I'll bring 2 pairs of trousers, maybe 4 or 5 tops, because I'm quite a messy person. I tend to spill things on my tops, or I might want to have like, if it's hot, I might want to have changes in case it gets quite hot or I have a different occasion. And tops don't really take up too much space. Then you can also bring a dress if there's like an occasion you need to wear a dress or you like wearing dresses, and a skirt as well. Make sure that they're quite lightweight. So if it's hot, I will also bring a shirt, like a loose shirt that can go over as a coverall to make sure that my shoulders are out. It also adds a little bit more interest to the outfit. And then I might bring a light jacket as well, perhaps for the evening, because quite frequently you do need that. So in terms of the trousers, for more summery trips, I would tend to bring like a pair of jeans maybe, and then a pair of linen trousers, and that kind of does everything. I would really have a look at those colours and make sure that I have enough things. And yeah, I feel like jeans, you can dress them up, dress them down, sorted. Linen pants are just really good for wearing during the day, also during the evening. Jobs are good in. So for winter trips, I'll tend to bring a couple of pairs of trousers. Again, for both trips, wear your heavier trouser out, because I know that a lot of people will tend to wear like loungewear stuff for the flight. That's absolutely fine, especially if it's long haul. I would recommend, if you're really wanting to pack light, wear your heaviest clothes to the airport. That way it saves so much space in your bag. If you have comfortable jeans, I would perhaps wear those to travel in. And then if you're going to bring a jacket, I would wear the jacket around the airport to the airport rather than packing it in there, because that will take up so much space in your bag and you don't even realize how much space things take up until you're trying to really make sure that it fits like a really small bag. So in terms of wintry trips, again, I would kind of bring 2 pairs of trousers, quite a few tops. I would bring maybe just kind of like some vest tops and then a couple of jumper options. So again, I would wear my heaviest things there, and then instead of bringing a linen pant, I would bring like a plain black pair of trousers instead. That works really well. And then yeah, just kind of think about the season, think about what you're wearing. Another thing I'd always kind of bring is flip-flops. It's yeah, a bit of a random one, but they usually come in handy. So if you're going to go to any spas, if you're going to like Budapest, for example, if you're going to go to one of the thermal spas, you'll need flip-flops to go there. So that's what I mean. Check the activities that you're doing, make sure you're packing for the occasion. When I went to Vienna, I also brought flip-flops. I pretty much bring flip-flops to most trips, to be honest, because they do come in really handy. Because we went to a beach, it was really useful to have flip-flops to kind of walk around in. So yeah, just have a look at your activities, really think, what am I doing? What do I think I'm gonna need? And then another tip, this is kind of very self-explanatory, and I feel like most people do this anyways, but check what the hotel has. If they have a hairdryer, there's no point in you bringing a hairdryer, especially if they have like a decent hairdryer, because that's just going to take up space in your bag that you could just use to have something else in there. Check if they have towels. If they don't have towels, you're going to need to bring your own towels, because if you're out there, a lot of hotels, if they don't have towels, they'll typically have them to buy, but they're a lot more expensive. So check if you need any of those things. And I think that's all of the tips I have for now. That's all the ones I have down on my list. If I think of any more, I might do another video like this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, and that would really help me out. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.